Welcome to Boise, Idaho. It's time for the final day of competition in the inaugural SFL minor league season as the Boise Mud Dogs host the San Jose Flight in a rematch of their Week 1 contest where the Flight beat the Mud Dogs back in their home turf 19-13. Hello and a very warm welcome. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Michael Tremillo, and alongside Statman Raskas Hansagria, my analyst is Benji Matson. Benji, final day of competition for the SFLm. How excited are you?
Michael, I'm excited for a great game today. We know the fates of these two teams have already been decided. Boise, they're moving on to the playoffs. They got a lot to prepare for next week, so they're out. The outcome of this game today is not going to decide a lot for them. They could wind up in third spot. They could wind up in the 4th seed. A lot yet to be decided today on our 4-game slate. For San Jose, they're playing for pride today. They didn't make the playoffs this year. They didn't have the year that they had hoped they would. Still, a talented team with lots of players that will be seeing the field in the SFL. This team's looking forward to the draft. They want to go out on a great foot today, and they want to beat this Boise team on the road heading into the playoffs.
The Flight trying to do the double over the Boise Mud Dogs, but we'll see what Spencer Gordon and company have to say about it. We are just about set to go. The Flight will start on offense first, which means kicker Sammy Steele has the ball on the tee. His hand is in the air. The whistle blows and it's game on in Boise, Idaho for the final day of SFLm Season 1. The returner for the San Jose Flight is Abraham Isaac. And Isaac takes it all the way to the 29-yard line. He is the league leader in kick return yards coming into this game with 724. Here's the lineup for the Flight on offense. Ace Fennick is their quarterback. Running back Laura Horrell. Robert Johnson is the fullback. Rudy Ray Dunn is their tight end with wide receivers Zeradin Zarkov, Abraham Isaac, and Doug Britton. And Shepard Valkarian and Alexander Netroder are on the offensive line. Handoff up the middle right away to Laura Horrell, an outstanding running back who's got 3 touchdowns on the season.
Laura Horrell, up-and-coming running back for the Flight this year. She's enjoyed a good season, splitting time in the backfield with Dustin Zeck throughout the year. Laura Horrell's on a lot of draft boards this year, and I know the Flight are going to want to take the opportunity to showcase her today.
First down run of 4 yards, 2nd and 6 power I formation for the Flight in their white helmets, white jerseys, navy blue pants with gold trim. Here's a step back throw over the middle. That pass is complete. Right over the middle, first down for the Flight. That's their tight end, Rudy Ray Dunn.
Rudy Ray Dunn, signed week 6, so he's new to the Flight. We are seeing right off the bat what we think the Flight are going to want to do today against this Boise team. They're going to want to air it out, led by Ace Fennick, lead leaguer in many categories. We think the game plan today for the Flight is to air it out.
And they certainly look like they're going to do so here. 4 wide on 1st and 10 for the 44. It's a shovel pass, incomplete. A penalty marker flies. An interesting turn of events here on this first play. As Fennick sort of looks around in confusion, we'll see what R62 has to say. And they're going to get him for, looks like an ineligible receiver downfield on Shepard Valkarian.
Yeah, those shovel passes take perfect timing for the entire offensive grouping there, from the offensive lineman to the quarterback to the running back. It's a tricky play to execute. We see there the big tackle just accidentally was in the wrong spot at the wrong time.
One of the most legendary moments in SFL history came on a shovel pass, but that one confines itself to the dustbin of history, as they'll try again on 1st and 15. 4 wide set again, Fennick in the backfield. Horrell flanking him. Fennick takes the snap. Another shovel pass. This one completed. A spin move by Horrell, and a double spin move gets her all the way to midfield. What a run. That's how that play's supposed to go.
There we go. I think they just really wanted to showcase that in the playbook today. Why not run it again? Keep Boise honest there. And that was a great play by Laura Horrell there. A double spin move, getting back a chunk of yardage there on that 1st and 15. Sets up an easy 2nd and 3 for the Flight.
Right at the midfield stripe on the nose of the Mud Dog logo. Here's Horrell again. They're really using Laura Horrell a lot of this first drive. This one goes nowhere. A nice tackle by Gary Marks. He leads the league in total tackles. That is 75th of the season.
Yeah, he's enjoying a great season. Part of a trio of great linebackers there for the Mud Dogs. Some great tacklers on this team. It's one of the strengths of this defense. They're going to be wanting to make sure they wrap up these Flight ball carriers today.
Now on 3rd down and 3, offset I to the left, single right, handoff, strong side, Horrell spins in the lane, tries to dive for it for 1st down, is going to be just about a half a yard short at the 47-yard line. And the tackle was made by Michael Carr to bring down Harrell.
Another great spin move there by Horrell. Just couldn't quite pick up the first down there. Some, again, good tackling by the crew we just mentioned, led by Clay Jones on that play. Brings out the offense still for 4th and 1.
I'm not surprised they're going for it here. It's not really in field goal range. It's not really much game by punting it, but Horrell gets driven back at the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be a turnover on downs. Fantastic tackling by Digger Graves, the linebacker, seals this turnover for Boise.
Great play, great timing, in the right spot at the right time. The defensive line creates some havoc there and allows a Digger Graves to slip on in there and make the tackle.
Let's quickly go over the offense for Boise. Their quarterback is Spencer Gordon. Their running back is Fox Highwind. Fullback Bill Cherry. Tight end Delaney Nash. Wide receivers Matt Iorio, Mark Martin, and Charlie Sweets. And on the offensive line, it's Butch Minor and John Benazzi. 3 receivers bunt to the right. It's going to be a delayed handoff to Highwind, and he's driven back in the backfield. Nowhere to go on the delay.
San Jose comes out in a 3-2 there. Interesting formation when they're facing this Boise Mud Dog team that wants to run the ball. San Jose knows they're going to run the ball today. It's an interesting formation, but it proved effective there on that first down and that tackle for loss, bringing up 2nd and 12.
2-yard loss, really press coverage from the flight defensive backs. Here's a step back for Gordon over the middle into traffic and incomplete. It almost bounced back into the hands of the receiver Charlie Sweets, but it ended up hitting the turf. 3rd and 12.
3rd and 12 for the Mud Dogs brings up a passing situation, something they've done effectively throughout the season. When we talk about the Mud Dogs offense, we talk about the running backs, we talk about Fox Highwind, but they do have very talented wide receiver cores, and we're going to see them in action here on this 3rd and 12.
It's going to be 4 wide plus a tight end, 3 split out to the right side, single receiver left. Gordon stands in the shotgun, takes the snap, stands in, plenty of time to throw, throws short over the middle, it's caught, looking towards the first down marker, and a yard short is the receiver Delaney Nash. The tight end was close, but no cigar there on the first down.
Yeah, couldn't quite stretch out for the first down there. He was met by a trio of flight defenders there. Forced the 4th and short. Now we have the offense lining up. Are they going to go for it on this 4th down?
And again, I wouldn't be surprised, similar location to where the flight went for it on their 4th down try. And they will. Here's Highwind up the middle. First down, Fox Highwind. Impressive stuff from the league leader in rushing yards with 727 coming into the day. Also 5 touchdowns on the ground this season.
Yeah, dive to the right, pretty standard play. Good blocking up front to get that yard. Fox was almost able to make it past that second line there. He would have had some green, wide open space there.
We'll keep the I formation. Single receiver split out to the left. Delayed handoff. Highwind tries to run left. Is immediately met and dropped by Zach Halldorf, the free safety, for no gain.
And the safeties for the flight both coming up there to support the run. Zach and Adam Jones, 2 stout safeties in the back for this San Jose's defense as they look to key in. They're going to be eyes in the backfield on every play to see what Boise's going to do with Fox Highwind.
They'll run this bunch formation, this time split it out to the left side. Single receiver up top to the right. Gordon under center. He's going to hand it off to Highwind. He breaks 1 tackle and then gets clobbered after a gain of only 2 yards. Nice tackle there by Andre Krim.
Good open field tackle. Brings up a 3rd and 8 for Boise. Good drive. They're starting out here. They're in flight territory. So wide open playbook on 3rd and 8 for Boise.
43% on 3rd downs this season are the Mud Dogs. Twins each side. Gordon over the middle, caught, spinning in the middle of the field, and just not getting the first down is Matt Iorio, or excuse me, that was Virgil Dent on the reception, and it's going to be 4th and 1, and I don't think they go for it this time.
We'll see what they have planned.
Now
Why
the
not go
offense is-
for it?
Why not? Second straight 4th and 1. Do they snap the football? Let's try. Oh, they jumped offside. It's going to be a free play and a first down out of the way. They would have gotten it anyway. A nice little quarter pass to Mark Martin, his first catch of the game, but they'll accept the penalty and move the sticks. Unfortunate result there for San Jose.
We're seeing some aggressive play calling by these 2 offenses here in the early going. 3 4th down attempts so far. I like what I see. I think we're in store for an action-filled game today.
And the jump offside was from Troy Ulmer on the San Jose front line. You don't often see the draw the opponent offside tactic work in the SFL, but we saw it there, and it extends the Boise drive. They're at the 27-yard line of San Jose. 5 minutes even to go first quarter. Still no score here in the early going. Handoff, high wind, right up the middle, and makes a jump cut that is shouldered to the ground by Adam Jones after a pickup of 6.
Yeah, we see what San Jose's, or I'm sorry, the Flight's going to do there. They brought 8 to the box there, keen on that first down run, expecting Fox to get the ball. Great blocking by that line up front. They were still able to squeak through and get a 6-yard gain there, and a great tackle by Adam Jones on that play.
2nd and 4. Here comes the blitz. Gordon under pressure, gets the pass away. Caught by Delaney Nash, and Nash is inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by Holdorf.
Yeah, just when you need him, the tight end is always there. Great route by Delaney off to the right there. Secures that ball, moves the chains for the Mud Dogs, and sets up the 1st and goal.
An excellent under pressure by Spencer Gordon there as well. He saw the blitz coming, knew the tight end was going to be open because the linebacker came towards him. Plays it pass right on the money. 1st and goal from the 8. 4 minutes to go. Flight show blitz again. They're going to run right through it with high wind. Breaks one tackle and drags the 2nd defender all the way to the 1-yard line. Barely not getting in as he was dragging Buford Reese with him.
Yeah, great power there on that run by Fox. Today's game for Boise, it's about the Fox and the Hounds. We saw some great blocking there by the Hounds up front, those big Mud Dogs, clearing space for Fox to make a great gain on that play.
Highwind dots the I. 2nd and goal from inside the 1. He's making the football. Charge right. Dive in for the touchdown. And Boise scores the first points of the game. A dominant display on offense from Fox. Highwind and the Mud Dogs draw first blood.
Yeah, great drive for Boise at home here in the first quarter. After a couple 3-and-outs or change of possession by both teams, Boise settled down there, established a rhythm with Fox running the ball. Some timely 3rd down pickups there. Great overall drive and an early score for Boise to go up 6-0.
And 2 4th down conversions on that drive as well.
Absolutely.
To them getting down the field. The kicker for Boise is Sammy Steele. He's on to attempt the extra point. The kick is all the way, and it is good. So with 3:33 to go first quarter, the Boise Mud Dogs strike first. They have a 7-0 lead over the San Jose Flight. This is the Simulation Football Minor League on YouTube. Stay with us. And now after their first drive ended in a failed 4th down conversion, it's time to see what the San Jose Flight offense can do to try and bridge this gap, because we were talking last night about this game, and you said the way that San Jose is going to win it is by scoring early and often and putting Boise in positions to where they have to throw deep. Not a great start if that's your game plan.
No, not the best start, but again, early in the game here, I don't think it's the Flight are going to panic at all. Their strength is throwing the ball. They want to get this air attack off the ground. We're still early in the game. I don't think they have to deviate from the game plan at all yet, but I do think that's what they want to see today. They want to put pressure on the Boise offense by scoring points with the Flight offense.
Ace Fennick is the San Jose quarterback. He stands with 2 backs in the backfield. He takes the snap, fires short over the middle. That pass is caught by Laura Horrell, and she is tackled after a gain of 3 yards to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Laura's also a capable receiver out of the backfield. I believe that's her 14th reception on the year. So displays a wide array of skills there. Great running the ball and catching the ball out of the backfield for the Flight. Any positive yards here is great, even if it's 3 yards on that first down. 2nd and manageable for the Flight.
2nd and 7, 3 wide receivers to Amat. Late pressure comes from the Mud Dogs, but they back off and only rush 4. Plenty of time for Fennick, who jumps it deep on the field. A penalty flag flies, and the ball is knocked away by free safety Thomas Smith. After it was intended for Verodin Zarkov. Let's check the penalty. It's a holding call, and it is against the Flight, so they're going to back up San Jose after that initial gain on first down.
2nd flag so far early on in this game on the tackle. Shepard Valkyrian. He might want to take a pause, take a breath, and get back in the game on this one. Two penalties on the offensive line might be affecting the first drive we saw, and it might be affecting this drive here. Now we've got a 2nd and long for the Flight.
2nd down and 17 after the penalty. Fennick again with flanking backs. Here comes a 3-man rush deep over the middle into double coverage, and that is caught. Nice grab by Doug Britton. He has the most receptions in the league coming into the game, and he made the gamble pay off for Fennick into double coverage.
Yeah, fantastic catch. Looked like free safety. Thomas Smith was making a play there on the ball. His eyes got nice and wide there, but that ball just squeaked right by him, right into the hands of Doug Britton. He's been capable all year long, and they're going to need lots of him successfully on this game today.
Britton bails out Fennick. Fresh set of downs for the Flight at their own 39-yard line. 2:24 to go, first quarter. Another shovel pass to Horo. Has a block around in front and picks up 5 yards. They've gone to that 3 times now, and 2 of those 3 times it's gone for positive yardage.
Yeah, it's just another great way to get the running back involved in perhaps a pass-first approach here. You get those linebackers dropping back in pass coverage when they see Fennick drop back, and you just shuffle that little pass to Horo, and she goes right up the middle for those yards.
2 minutes to go, first quarter. 7-0 Boise. Flight trying to answer back. 2nd and 5 from their own 43. Handoff. Horo up the middle. Nice hold by the offensive line. 3rd and less than a yard coming up after the tackle by Rosca Santagria.
Yeah, we mentioned the flags earlier on the offensive line back a few plays ago in the series before, but that's a great example of fantastic line play there. Just pushing the Mud Dogs off the line of scrimmage there, allowing room for Horo almost pick up that first down.
This should be Laura Horrell territory, 3rd and inches. Got to get to the 49-yard line to pick up a first down. Horrell stands in the I formation, going to get the football. And it is a delayed handoff to Horrell from the, I thought it might have been a play-action pass, but Horrell did get it, pick up a first down into Boise territory to the 46.
She stayed patient on that play there. We had a defender in the backfield pushing the offensive lineman back. Big number 75 there, almost making the tackle, but couldn't. And she was able to get away, get upfield before being tackled there by the stat man. That's a great positive play for Laurel and the Flight.
That was Gary Burney in the backfield. He is tied for the league in sacks with 7.5 coming into the game. Almost had a big tackle for loss there, but Horrell squirmed away and got a first down. Under a minute to go, first quarter now. Fennick back to pass, throws to the near side. That pass is tipped and incomplete. Excellent coverage there by Nick Rhodes.
Yeah, stops the clock. Everyone can take a breather here, but this is a good drive by San Jose that we're seeing them mount. Fennick's spreading the ball over the field. They're keeping Laura Horrell involved. Mud Dogs are having a difficult time keying on one particular player here, and this is what San Jose needs to do today to be successful, is keep this defense guessing. Ace Fennick, where is he going to go with the ball on this play?
2nd down and 10, offset I, tight end right, and 2 receivers. Fennick to the far side, has a man open out there. That is caught, and that is Doug Britton on the catch. His 2nd of the game brings up 3rd and 5.
2nd of the game for Doug Britton. With the exception of one game, I believe, this year, Britton's averaging almost 8 receptions a game. So he's going to be a key component today for the Flight. And you know that Fennick to Britton connection is something Boise is expecting time and time again.
There's a reason he leads the league in both targets and receptions. Fennick with the hot side of another shovel pass is attempted, and this one is going to be broken up as the offensive line went out to lunch, and it's going to be 4th and 9.
Great play by the Mud Dogs up front there. They've seen that shovel pass several times already today. Maybe they're beginning to key on it. They're starting to see when it develops. They're sitting home, waiting for that play to develop, and bam, made the great tackle in the backfield for the loss.
And here's the first punch of the game attempted by either team. Johnny Lindstrom stands at his own 40-yard line looking to pin the Mud Dogs deep. Here comes the snap. Lindstrom, no pressure on him. He gets the punt away. It hangs in the air. Going to bounce at the 10-yard line, straight up in the air to the 5, and it is going to be down to the 4-yard line. Excellent coverage from the Flight. So when we start the 2nd quarter, it's going to be Mud Dogs in the shadow of their own end zone trying to extend their lead. It's Boise 7, San Jose nothing. This is the Simulation Football Minor League on YouTube. Welcome back to Boise, Idaho. 2nd quarter on tap. Alongside statman Rosca Santagria and analyst Benji Matson, I am Michael Chirillo. And Benji, we were talking before the game about how San Jose really might have wanted to come out all guns firing. They've been pretty conservative to this point. And I'll get your opinion on how their offense is shaping up after this first play for Boise. From their own 4, handoff, high wind, driven backwards to the 2-yard line and almost a safety. He was saved by forward progress as Ross Napoli was in the backfield driving him backwards.
Another key for the San Jose defense today is this front 7. Keying on Fox Highwind, it's going to be up to this front 7. Great tacklers in their own right in the league. League leaders in tackles for loss across the board. This front 7's got to play great today and tackle like they just did. Fox Highwind.
2nd and 12 up to a long two on the delayed handoff to Highwind. And is it going to be a safety? Yes, it will! Oh boy, Buford Reese got in the backfield and San Jose is on the board in the most unlikely fashion.
That's a fantastic play by the big Buford Reese there, 6'4", 303 pounds, just gets the edge on the blocker there, moves his way into the backfield and swallows Fox Highwind up there. That's a fantastic play by this Flight defense. It's exactly what they needed. And we were going to talk earlier about what they needed to do, their keys to getting off to a fast start today. And they might not have started quick out of the gate today, but that defensive play there and that safety put them right back on schedule.
And just when we thought, as Veridin Zarkov returns that kick up to the 41, just when we thought that San Jose was about to stagnate on offense, their defense comes up with a big play and puts them right back in this ball game. They're now down 7-2.
Yeah, and I think for them to be successful today, they're going to need that defense to come up big like they just did. But I don't think they're going to need a lot from their defense today. They just need a few key plays, and that was one of them.
Offset eye, Horrell dotting it. Single receiver out wide is Abraham Isaac, and Horrell gets the ball and loses 4 yards. Offensive line nowhere to be found, and JoJo Shalizzi was in the backfield. 10th tackle for loss on the season for him.
Yeah, Boise Mud Dogs up front. This defensive line just as talented as the Flight. JoJo and Gary meeting at the tackler there. They've been doing it all season. Squashing that running attempt, setting up a 2nd and long.
No wideouts on 2nd and 14. It's going to be a dive to the middle from Horrell. She'll dive forward for a gain of 3. I am surprised by the conservative nature of this Flight offense today.
Well, we did see him go on that 4th down attempt back then. So you know the playbook's open today. But that is an interesting call there to pull in the formation in tight when it's 2nd and long.
They're going to have to air it out now. 3rd down and 11. From the 40-yard line. High snap. Fennick looking deep. Throws deep. Over the middle behind the defense and caught down to the 32-yard line of Boise. Doug Britton dives and bails out his quarterback.
Fennick got great protection up front from the offensive line. No rush. He had all the time in the world to find his main target, Doug Britton, coming across the middle for that fantastic pickup.
Doug Britton is 6'1", 192, and had to use every inch of that frame to stretch out and break that pass. But it's now into Boise territory at the 32-yard line for the Flight. 9:07 to go first half. They trail 7-2. 3 receivers to the left, single right. Here comes a 4-man rush from Boise. Fennick pumps one, slips to the near side. That's Horrell out of the backfield and will scamper out of bounds after picking up no gain.
Yeah, early on in the 2nd quarter here, Doug Britton's already reeled in 3 receptions on his 3 targets for 29 yards. We know he's Ace Fennick's favorite target, so we expect to see that happen. That's a little dump-off play to the left. We just couldn't quite get enough room to turn the shoulders upfield and make positive yardage on that play. So it does set up a 2nd and long for Fennick in the Flight.
2nd and 10. 3 receivers to aim at, 2 in the backfield, and Fennick is under center. Linebackers playing well back of the line for Boise. Fennick against the 4-man rush, steps into the pocket, goes to the far side. That is complete to Abraham Isaac. He'll pick up 6 yards, sets up a 3rd and 4 at the 26.
Yeah, that might be creating a premium here, or wanting to just, I guess, prevent that Mud Dog rush from getting from the quarterback. They had split backs in that formation, but they kept them both in the block. Only 3 receivers in the pattern there. They want to make sure they give Ace time to throw the ball today. His receivers are great. They just want to give him time to get open downfield. And we did see a positive yardage on that pickup. We'll see if they do the same thing on 3rd and 4 out of the same formation.
3rd and 4, as you said, exact same formation as before. Here comes the 4-man rush. Fennick over the middle, into the zone, and it is complete to the 11-yard line. 1st down, San Jose. And there's Abraham Isaac again, picking up his 2nd straight catch.
Yeah, what this blocking scheme by the Flight's doing is really it's neutralizing this front four and this front seven for Boise. There's no pass rush right now when you have keeping everyone in the block, and these receivers are excellent at finding the open spaces in this zone and just sitting down or going over the top if they see a mismatch there. And Ace is just picking them apart on this drive. Same formation, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 from the 11. Here's Fennick. Only a 3-man rush, but he's forced to step into the pocket and forced to throw the ball way away as the rush was coming from the backside, and A.K. Jones.
Yeah, Jones almost got there. Would have been his fourth and a half sack on the year if he could have made that play. But again, keeping all the blockers in, giving Ace time and protection. He's just waiting for one of the receivers to come open, which is always tricky to do in the red zone when space gets tight. We'll see if they continue with the same philosophy here.
Well, they've gone offset I now with Fennick under center, 3 receivers to aim at, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Again, the linebackers playing well off the line. Here's Horn up the middle to the 10 and down to the 7-yard line. And under your point about keeping max protect around Ace Fennick, when you have a total of 16 sacks along the defensive line that you're facing, I'd do that too.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the league leaders there, those front four, can impact the game just alone without the help of that linebacking core behind them. Got to be mindful of every play.
To the end zone, almost intercepted as Nick Rhodes had his hands on the football. Forces a 4th down and 7, and Boise will maintain the lead.
Great play on defense there, just filling the holes there in the zone, sat back and squatted on that one, and Nick almost came up, Nick Rhodes, with the interception there, which would have been his first on the year, but a good play by the defender there nonetheless.
Fennick was looking for Abraham Isaac, who was the main man on that drive, got both first downs for the Flight. And here comes the kicking unit. David Seifert is on for the first time this game to attempt a field goal, this one from about 24. Kick on the way from the left boot of Seifert, and it is good, officially from 25 yards. And if you thought 7-2 was a strange scoreline, how about 7-5? Because that is the Boise lead. 7:19 to go, 2nd quarter.
7-5, but you know what? I think the Flight will take it. I would say that despite what might have been a slow start for the Flight, punting on their first drive of the game, I think being in it right now, 7-5 against Boise on the road, I think Flight's really happy with the way things have turned around here for them in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, I see a lot of people in the chat going 7-2, 7-5. What is this, baseball? It very well might be if it stays like this, but with the 2 offenses we have today, especially Ace Fennick and Fox Highwind there, I doubt it's going to stay like this.
Yeah, continuing with the baseball theme, if anyone could hit a home run in this game, you know it could be Fox Highwind. He had a monster stretch of games here, weeks 2 through 4, when he was averaging over 150 yards a game with some long touchdown runs with some great blocking up front. So, he's a threat to hit the long ball at any moment.
Fox Highwind is in the backfield alongside Bill Cherry, and it's going to be a pass from Gordon out to the far side, and Mark Martin turns the corner and gets a first down up to the 46-yard line near midfield.
Excellent connection there from the quarterback on the day. That is the first, I believe, reception for Martin on the day. Spencer Gordon's completed 2 of his passes thus far. You know that the Boise needs Spencer Gordon to have a great day today. They can't just hand the ball off to Fox the entire game. Flight's putting some pressure on him here with that safety and field goal, so Boise wants to keep the momentum moving forward. Spencer Gordon needs to have a good game.
Chat says, now watch it be 8-7. Are you calling that there's going to be a 1-point safety in this game? Because I don't know. That one may be just a little bit too far out there. Nice pass over the middle to Charlie Sweets on first down, picks up 4. 2nd and 6 over the 2nd down and 6 coming up for the Mud Dogs.
Great play by Charlie Sweets there, getting involved in the reception game there. He and Mark Martin are a formidable duo today. Hopefully Spencer Gordon can make some more connections with them.
Hand off Highwind, close to a first down, and it's going to be 3rd down and 1 as Jeremy Bourgeois prevented the first down.
And good stats there on the screen. We see the comparison there. For the large part, the Flight so far have been bottling up the Fox. And they've done a really great job on run defense here to keep themselves in the game. 3rd and short here, big play for the flight D.
But as we've seen with Fox Highwind throughout the season, all he needs is one play to push this game wide open. He's going to get a chance here on 3rd and 1, but he's going backwards 3 yards. Excellent penetration by the flight defense, and Adam Jones hits the tackle for loss from the safety position.
Yeah, great tackle coming up and supporting the run there. He just says, sit down, Fox. You're not going anywhere on this play. Forcing the punt. San Jose Flight's going to get the ball back, hopefully in some decent field position, an opportunity to mount another successful drive.
First punt coming up from Cameron Collier. He gets this one away from his own 40. Is going to be fielded at the 11-yard line and up to the 16 on the return from Abraham Isaac. And now a chance to take the lead from San Jose. And yes, I know that it could be 8-7 if San Jose kicks a field goal. I just wanted to mention the fact that 1-point safeties exist because not everybody knows
that. Quietly, Ace Finnick is 8 for 8, 53 yards. So enjoying a good first half here. We'll see what he does on this 1st and 10.
He has plenty of time, throws over the middle in a tight coverage, and it's hauled down by Doug Britton all the way to the 29-yard line. Here comes some up-tempo offense from the flight. They've got that extra protection with both backs in the backfield that they like to run in the last drive. Pressure in Fedek's face. He gets the pass away, and it's deflected down and away by Gary Marks. That was a linebacker back there making that play. Everybody rushes back to the line. 2nd and 10 for the 29-yard line. 4:51 to go, 2nd quarter. Fennec short over the middle in a double coverage, and that one's almost picked up. Clay Jones had his hand on the football. They're going to continue with the hurry up here. 3rd down and 10 for the 29. Fennec against the 4-man rush. Pressure from the backside. Throws to the far side of the field, and it's caught up past the 40 and up to midfield. Abraham Isaac finally bails out his quarterback, and it's 1st and 10 for the flight.
Flight must have seen something they really liked there on the field, and even though they threw a couple incomplete balls there, they wanted to keep that defense on the field, so they continued to run that hurry up. And then they got bailed out there by Isaac on that great pickup and conversion, bring up another 1st down. San Jose's offense starting to move.
From right on the midfield stripe, it's 1st and 10 from the flight. They trail 7 to 5. With 4:27 to go before halftime. Handoff. Well, Laura Horrell hasn't touched the ball on this drive, but she takes it straight up the middle for 3 yards. Nice tackle by Gary Marks.
Yeah, Flight move away from the split back formation there to run the ball with Laura Horrell. Mud Dogs are waiting for that play there. Brings up 2nd and 7 for Ace Finnick in the flight.
4 receivers, 2 to each side. 4 down linemen for Boise with only 1 linebacker. And it pressured. Down he goes. Back at the 46-yard line. A loss of 4 on the play. And the offensive line finally lets the defensive line through. And it's JoJo Shalizzi with a sack.
JoJo Shalizzi, 3.5 sacks now on the year. He's living in the backfield this season for the Mud Dogs. It's going to be his 10th, I believe, tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Fantastic play by JoJo Shalizzi.
Now 3rd and 14. Fennec going to have to air it out over the middle. Caught, but well short of the 1st down marker at the 44-yard line of Boise. Caught by Horrell over the middle, and it's going to be 4th and 4. So after forcing a Boise punt, Boise now forces a San Jose punt. They look like it'll be pinned right deep in their own field. As the punter, Johnny Lindstrom, has the ball. Kick on the way from the 45-yard line. It's high, it's arcing, it's down to the 10. Takes a nice bounce to the 1-yard line. Oh my goodness, inside the 1-yard line.
Fantastic play by special teams there on the flight, pinning them deep for the 2nd time. Mud Dogs are going to come out now in the same spot they were. Led to the safety on that previous drive, so you know the flight front 4 are going to have their ears pinned back right now. Keying in on Fox Hyman. They're going to assume he gets the ball here to try and get Mud Dogs out of trouble on this goal line play.
I'm going to say it. They've got a chance to tie the game right here. Fox Hyman in the I formation. He's going to get the handoff. He's almost going to be stopped in the end zone, but he manages to fall forward for 1 yard.
Devin King almost got there in enough time to make that play in the end zone, but wrapped up, made the secure tackle. Only a gain of one by the Mud Dogs on that play. Still dangerous territory. 2nd and 9. They need to clear some space, make room for a punt maybe on this drive.
No fullback rather in the backfield. Next to Highwind, and Highwind
Oh!
gets the ball, and he's going to be blown up. It's going to be a second straight safety for San Jose.
They knew what was coming on that play, and they just got right off the ball, and they attacked the Mud Dogs on that. Just see quarterback Josh Santini was in there on the play. Boom, coming up and cleaning up Jeremy Bourgeois for the second safety of the game for this flight defense. They're playing excellent right now.
And now, from the most improbable way ever, we have a tie ball game at 7-7. And the Flight going to get another chance to take the lead before the break. 2:26 to go, second quarter.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in, it's not 7-7, 2 touchdowns.
Oh,
If we told you there were 2 safeties in this game, would you believe us?
I mean, they'd have to, because we've been here the whole time.
That's true. But again, all the momentum right now is with the Flight. And Ace Phoenix throwing the ball with confidence, so I think they want to make something happen there with 2.5 minutes and 3 timeouts on the clock.
6 in the box for the Mud Dogs, and that formation works out to perfection. Actually, that's Robert Johnson, the fullback, up the middle. We got 1 yard, stopped by Birdie.
Yeah, stout play by that front 4 up front for Boise. They're going to be there the entire game. I think the defense is kind of expecting or planning those 4 up front to kind of wreak havoc in the backfield and slow Oral down.
That'll take us to the 2-minute warning, so an improbable 7-7 tie with 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Boise 7, San Jose 7. This is the Simulation Football Minor League on YouTube. From 2nd and 9, power I, fullback dive, fake to him, now throws back to Johnson over the middle for a short gain of 3. And it's going to be 3rd down and 6.
We haven't heard from Veridin Zarkov yet in this game today, and he's been a big play receiver for the Flight. Big games in week 6 and week 7, scoring touchdowns in each. Flight might be looking for him here on this drive.
Another shovel pass to Horrell, but right into the teeth of the Mud Dogs defense. A.K. Jones was almost tackling Laura Horrell before she received the pass, and it's 4th and 9.
Yeah, that's a defensive lineman's dream right there. Intercept that shovel pass and scoot on in for the touchdown there. If they keep running that play, this defensive front's going to begin to tee off on that.
I think somebody in the San Jose front office has been watching old championship games, because the shovel pass doesn't have a really proven history on SFL playbooks, and they've run it to my remembrance 6 times here in the first half, and a 3 and out after a gift of another safety will give Boise a chance to maybe get in field goal range before the break.
And we should confirm that the shovel pass has been inserted in the playbook by Coach today.
We will get on that. But 1st and 10 for Boise, 45 seconds left and 3 timeouts. No wideouts to speak of, only 2 in the backfield behind Spencer Gordon. Gordon gonna throw, plenty of time out of the pocket, collapses, he throws off his back foot, and it's caught down the field to the 50 and to the 43 of San Jose. What an amazing pass by Spencer Gordon.
Great catch there on the end of that pass by Delaney Nash, in the right place at the right time. Spencer Gordon held on to that ball to the last minute, throwing off his back foot. I didn't expect that pass to be successful, but at the last minute, he got just enough air under that ball. Delaney Nash was able to run underneath it. Spencer Gordon has been intercepted 13 times on the year. That's last in the league. That was a dangerous pass by Spencer Gordon, but he took the chance, and it worked out fantastic for the Mud Dogs.
Moving to his left, off his back foot, throwing to his right while falling backwards, and completes the pass in double coverage. That might be one of the best passes I've seen in a long time in the SFL, and now Fox Highwind continues to lose yardage. He loses 2 there, 2nd and 12 to the 45. They're going to go back to the air game. Gordon lobs it short, caught, and running away is Delaney Nash. He's been the best receiver for Boise so far.
Yeah, the trusty tight end there is going to be ready to rescue Spencer Gordon anytime he needs that outlet receiver there. Still 22 seconds left on the clock and another timeout for Boise on the 35-yard line. They want to get some positive yardage here before they try and kick that field goal at the gun.
22 seconds left and 1 timeout remaining for the Mud Dogs. They've got 4 wide on 3rd and 2. Gordon alone in the backfield. He takes the snap, plenty of time, fires short. That is caught, and a nice spin move to get by the first defender. That's Matt Iorio on the catch. And he gets down to the San Jose 24. Here comes the up-tempo offense, and it looks like they're just going to spike the ball with 7 seconds to go and kick a field goal at the horn.
Timely use here, or a great drive by Boise. Timely use of the clock, saving that timeout here. With 7 seconds left to go, they might snap the ball and see if they can get a mismatch down the side of the field for that touchdown pass. But if not, they might throw this one away. Oh, I'm sorry. They're lining up for the field goal.
Yeah, they're just going to go for the field goal, take the lead at a halftime. Although this is not a gimme, 41-yarder for Stammy Steele, who is 9 of 11 on the year. Snap is down, hold is good, kick is away, and it is good from 41. And the Boise Mud Dogs, with 3 seconds left in the half, take the 10-7 lead.
Always good to go into halftime with the lead. Boise's playing well after maybe losing some of the momentum in that early second quarter, and the Flight began to play well, especially on defense there. But capturing the lead, heading into this halftime here, Boise is in a great spot as they begin to start looking into the second half.
This kickoff will be the final play of the first half, as there's only 3 seconds left in it. Here comes Abraham Isaac out to the 20, 25, brought down to 26, and we will go to the break. Your score, Boise Mud Dogs 10, San Jose Flight 7. It's been a wild and wacky first half of football. We get a chance to take a break and talk about what we just saw, Benji Madsen.
Yep. Again, San Jose, they're playing for pride today. They know they're not going to the playoffs. They know their year has been down, but they're playing really well today. They're playing inspired on the road against Boise, and they're hanging tough. Down 10-7 at halftime, but they had all the momentum there in that second half until Boise came into the half with that field goal. But so far, great play by the Flight.
How about 14 rushing yards for Fox Highwind? Yes, he has the touchdown, as we're seeing right now, but after that, he's lost yards on virtually every run he's had.
Yeah, the defensive front for the Flight's really done a great job of controlling that line of scrimmage and not letting those big plays, which we've come to expect when we mentioned Fox Highwind's name, not allowing those big plays to happen in that first half is key. And this Flight defense is keeping this team in the game.
You see one of the 2 safeties right there. We just heard from Cameron Irvine that it's the first time unofficially in SFL history that a team has registered 2 safeties in the same game. That's minor league, major league, all 1,000-plus games. Doesn't matter. No team has ever done 2 safeties.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's a really interesting stat, and I think that could be the stat of the game here after the end of the second half. If we see the Flight coming out on top here, the story would be this defense, keeping them in the game. And then on offense, this game plan, max protection for Ace Finnick, giving him time to find these wide receivers downfield. I think that if they stick to that plan in the second half, they might have more success, continued success on offense with the Flight.
I'm going to mention 2 names, one for each team, that you should watch out for in the second half. One is Veridin Zarkov. He's the deep play threat for San Jose. Haven't seen him really at all. He's got 3 touchdowns on the league at over 400 yards. The other one is Mark Martin. He only has 1 catch for Boise, but he is their deep threat with 3 touchdowns and 467 yards coming into the game. So I think that both teams will maybe try and go more to the pass game as this one winds down. We are back in Boise, Idaho for the second half between the Flight and the Mud Dogs. It's the final day of SFLm minor season action, the inaugural SFLm season. And the Mud Dogs have a 10-7 lead, and they will get the ball to start the second half. Ball on the tee from David Seifert, and he kicks it away, and it's game on. Another half of football to look forward to, and if it is as enjoyable as the first half, I will be very excited to bring this one to you. I'm Michael Trullo. Benji Madsen is alongside me. Raskus Statman Sanzagria is also here in the stats booth.
Now, those names you mentioned as keys to the second half, it's going to be very interesting to watch and see if that develops. Delaney Nash for the Mud Dogs had kept a couple drives alive for Spencer Gordon, including that timely big catch in the first half. I think they're going to need to do more of that to help get Fox Highwind off and running.
1st and 10. Here's Gordon. Deep drop, fires over the middle. That pass is caught, and a 9-yard pickup on first down by Charlie Sweets.
Yeah, Charlie Sweets is a great compliment to Mark Martin and Matt Iorio, the third wide receiver there. They're going to need to be involved today in this second half, especially if they're unable to get the running game going. San Jose Flight's obviously showing that they're keen on Fox and wanting to stop this running game. So in the second half, it might come down to the arm of Spencer Gordon.
Handoff, Highwind, running left, running away from a defender up past the 50, breaks a tackle and gets to the San Jose 48, and that's the best run of the day lengthwise for Fox Highwind.
Yeah, run tight formation there. Great blocking by the line up front to capture that edge. Fox goes left side, right off the tackle, and tied in for a great game. And as you mentioned, Michael, his best of the day.
Highwind, they had him bottled up in the first half. But there he breaks free and gets into San Jose territory. Remember, the Boise Mud Dogs are in the playoffs. Doesn't matter if they win or lose. And even if they win today, they can still end up as the 4th seed. And if they lose, they can end up as the 3 seed. It all depends on what happens in the other games today. Here's a pass to the far side. Fox Highwind. Oh, now he shows off his speed. And it takes 2 flight defenders to bring him down after another first down pickup to the 36-yard line.
Showing his talent there, both as a, we've already seen it on the field as a runner, but also out of the backfield there on the year 12, now 13 receptions for Fox Highwind. So he's good coming out of the backfield as a runner and a pass receiver. I know that's something that other teams in the SFL are looking at today as they watch Fox run.
A definite change from Robert Garrett and the Boise coaching staff at halftime. It's a delayed handoff to Highwind, and he's going to be dragged down after a gain of 3. And that was Buford Reese on the tackle.
Yeah, San Jose Flight defense there. Good job limiting that carry to just 3 yards, setting up the 2nd and 7.
Flight in their white helmets, white jerseys, navy blue pants, and gold trim. Here is Gordon over the middle into coverage. Almost picked. It bounces around, and it's incomplete. Man, there's been a couple of them on both sides that maybe should have been intercepted, and maybe a bit of a lucky chance that Boise still has the ball.
Yeah, Jeremy Bourgeois on the play there just couldn't quite bring the ball in. Had a hot potato in his hands, couldn't secure it. Looked like the other Flight teammates had an opportunity to grab that ball out of the air too. They just couldn't make it happen, and that would have been fantastic for San Jose if they could have turned the ball over there.
Highwind not on the field now on 3rd and 7. They'll go 4 wide. Only a 3-man front for the Flight. Gordon in the shotgun. 3-man rush doesn't even tempt him. And he throws short of the middle. It's going to be not enough for a first down. And Matt Iorio made that catch, or excuse me, Charlie Sweets made that catch. And it's going to be 4th down and 2, and bring on Sammy Steele to attempt another field goal.
Good play by the Flight defense, though, bringing out that 3-2 formation, keeping everything in front of them, and then making the secure tackle there to force this field goal.
This will be a 45-yarder, his longest of the game. Kick on the way from the left boot, and it is good from 45. Steele now 2 of 2, and the Boise Mud Dogs have a 13-7 lead.
The way this game is going, 13-7, having a touchdown or almost a touchdown lead. Unpredictable the way this game is playing out, but that might be enough points if these defenses can come out here and continue to hold these offenses at bay. We're not seeing a high-scoring game today like we thought we might. Interesting to see what happens when the Flight have the ball on this possession.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a big second half from the Flight offense. They just haven't had the end product that they've needed in this game, and a nice return up past the 30 to the 31 by Abraham Isaac. Sets the Flight up in good field position. And one of the reasons I think we expected this to be a shootout is because of the San Jose defense has given up the most points coming into the game, most points against per game, most yards against per game. They had given up the most rushing touchdowns against in the game, in this season. So right now their defense holding their own. Their offense has not shown up yet. Over the middle, deflected away from the waiting arms of Mike Simpson.
Yeah, the Flight are just waiting to put all the pieces together here on offense. They've shown flashes in that first half where they got things going, including running that no-huddle offense for a little bit. But they just haven't been able to put it all together. And they might, the way their defenses have played today, they might just need to put it together for one drive. Just get that one score, the way this defense has been playing today for the Flight. They're not out of it at all by any means.
8:20 to go, third quarter. Fennec under center. Offset eye behind him. Single receiver spread out to the right. It's going to be a strong side handoff to Horrell. Horrell makes a cut, gets up the field, first down yardage and more, up to the 45-yard line.
Great space. We see what she can do in space, hurdling the defender, keeping her composure, staying on her feet, getting positive yardage there straight up the field. We see a little whoop whoop, hopping over her teammate there, but didn't let that stop her. Great yardage, pick up the first down here for the Flight.
And Shepard Valkyrian got manhandled to the ground, went for a bit of a roll there, but made the block that was necessary to spring Horrell down the field. 1st and 10 from their own 45. Another shovel pass, and again, they're going to lose 3 yards because of it. And we mentioned it at halftime that San Jose was being very conservative in their play calling today. It may be time to open up the playbook a little bit.
Yeah, A.K. Jones in on that play. Gary Burney as well. They've seen that shovel pass a number of times now. That play might be made. I think they know when to expect it, and they notice it, and they're able to see it when it happens right away.
2nd and 13. Fennec, short pass to Horrell. A lot of work to do, and loses more yardage. Back to the 40-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 14 as Nick Rhodes and Gary Marks combined on the tackle.
Yeah, couldn't find anything open downfield and had to settle for the swing pass out to the right there. Couldn't make any positive yardage out of it. 3rd and 14, the Flight had success with that 3-receiver pattern in the first half. Now we see 4 wide on 3rd down.
And they're going to send everybody deep, and Fennec lobs it over the middle, and it's caught, and turning upfield is Doug Britton, and he's going to have a first down. No, excuse me, that's Vern Zales on the catch. And a first down. Nice speed from the second string wide receiver.
Absolutely. When you need Vern's available. He makes the play there. Doesn't quite pick up the yards for the first down, or did he? I didn't quite see if they moved the chains. They did. 1st and 10. Timely play by the wide receiver. Keeps this drive alive for the Flight.
You could say that Vern Zales is a diamond in the rough receiver-wise. 1st down and 10. Here's the play action over the middle. It was looking down the field for Britton. And in coverage was Clay Jones.
Great coverage by the Mud Dogs on that play. Stopping that ball across the middle. Sets up a 2nd and 10 for the Flight. Interesting to see if they come back to that that formation they had so much success with in the first half. It looks like they are going with an offset eye.
Yeah, offset eye. 2 receivers left, single right. Going to be a handoff. Horrell up the middle, loses a yard. 3rd down and 11, another 3rd down and long. Digger Graves has been extremely active today for Boise.
Both these defenses now are playing great run defense. We know the Flight. We expect to see the Flight throw the ball too, but they had great success with Laura Horrell in the first half. She's running the ball well today, but largely these defenses are playing great run D today.
3rd and 11, again 4 wide. Here comes a late blitz. Gets the pass away to the field and caught to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Flight. Doug Britton, his 3rd of the season.
That's the connection we've seen already today. We expected to see more of it in the second half. Fantastic play. Fennec to Britton. Great blocking by that offensive line. Gave him just enough time to get that ball off. Fennick was starting to feel the heat, but got rid of that ball. This is a great route by Britton. It was right over the top to the post. Great catch. Sails on in for the touchdown. This could be that score we had just talked about. The Flight defense is playing great today. We mentioned they might just need to get the lead to have a chance here today, and this was the play that the Flight needed on the road. Now with a chance to go up by a point. This is a great showing today by the Flight.
All it takes is one play, and you're back in it. Here's an extra point. Up and good from David Seifert. And now, from being down basically from the word go, the San Jose Flight have the lead 14-13 with 5:41 to go, third quarter. This is the Simulation Football Minor League on YouTube. Stay with us. And now it's time for the Boise sideline to recoup and try and get back out there. They haven't scored a touchdown since the first drive of the game.
Yeah, they're behind now. Coach might be pulled everyone aside when they're on the sideline, said, look, you're going to face adversity when we play in the playoffs. We're going to have to go on the road, and you know things are going to be tough. Let's give this a shot here. Yeah, we're down, but we got to learn to play from behind. We got to learn to put everything together on a drive when the cards are stacked against us, if you will, the deck's stacked. So we'll see what the offense does when they come out on first down, playing from behind now, first time in the game.
First and 10 from the 27-yard line. Delayed handoff, high wind, and he's going to be crunched down, only a gain of 1. And other than that, I mean, there's history between these teams. You can't really say that about anybody in the SFLm because they haven't played any repeat matchups. This week, we're going to get all the repeat matchups from week 1. Remember, this San Jose team beat Boise 19-13 in week 1.
So they come in today with confidence, even though they're playing on the road. They've already beat this Mud Dog team, and now that they've got the lead, their confidence is just growing.
Go to the far side. That pass is complete to big number 64. That's Willie Bryant, an offensive tackle. Unbelievable. No wonder I couldn't find him.
Coach is pulling out all the stops now. Now that they're down, they want to see what they can do. Tackle eligible on that play? Why not? Let's see if we can put all the pieces together on this drive and go down and score and take this lead back.
That is not something you see very often at any level of football. An offensive tackle catching a pass, and less so turning up field and getting a first down. He did so to the 39-yard line. Here's the I formation. Highwind goes out to the far side, so throw to the near side underneath. Nice pass, gain of 4 to Mark Martin. Second down and 6 from the 43.
Yeah, pulling out all the stops maybe, perhaps. But you know they're going to continue to try and still feed Fox Highland here. He's been bottled up for the large part today. There we see Delaney Nash. He's quietly having a fantastic day today. You know that Spencer Gordon could be looking at him here as we get to 2nd and 6, third and 6. All of his options are wide open.
Yeah, 7 in the box for the Flight as well. Let's see if they choose to bring any extra pressure on 2nd and 6. No, they'll only rush 4. Gordon gets the pass away. It's low, but it's caught. First down over the middle into San Jose territory to the 49-yard line. Nice catch, Mark Martin, his 2nd straight.
Yeah, coming across the middle from left to right. Just makes eye contact there with quarterback and says, just pitch me that ball. I'll catch it, and I'll get us a first down. Good job by Mark Martin there with the reception, getting that yardage there to move the chains.
So Project X Crusade is Robert Garrett. He's the coach of the Boise Mud Dogs. Looking for this after this 1st and 10. And oh, look out as that pass goes nowhere. But he said that there are no formations in which that tackle, Willie Bryant, was an eligible receiver. So offense going rogue on him a little bit.
I think that means in a couple years from now, we'll see a game where they run that tackle eligible play 5 or 6 times. If that shuttle pass is any indication that we're seeing today.
I mean, I don't know. The shovel pass has wormed its way into SFL lore. So maybe now the tackle receiver here. Handoff, middle, Highwind, nowhere to go. Bottled up and dropped for a loss of 1.
Flight defense making a stand here at midfield. On the play before that, who got in the backfield? I think Gary Klim on the quarterback pressure there on that rush, forcing incompletion. And a great play there on 2nd down 2. Now 4th and 3rd and long. The Mud Dogs, this Flight defense is on fire.
Gary Clem, his 10th tackle for loss of the season. Here's a 7-step drop for Gordon. Plenty of time. Waits for his receivers to go open. Goes down the field. It is incomplete. He threw it into double coverage, and it's knocked away by Zach Holdorf. Ryan Owens was in the area as well.
Yeah, had all the time in the world to make that play. But when you have so many defenders out there in that zone, they can really focus in on the few receivers in those patterns, and it's going to be difficult to make that completion the longer that play took to develop. Great play by the Flight defense, forcing the punt, getting an opportunity to put that offense back on the field.
The Boise Mud Dogs offense is really stagnated here in this third quarter. They went into the locker room with a 13-7 lead. They're now down 14-13. Haven't really had any possession in the San Jose half. And now the Flight are back with the football at their own 18-yard line. And here is where Laurel Horrell could really improve her draft stock on drives like this. You're up by 1, trying to run the clock out. Let's see what she can do with the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the indication of a great back in a situation like this. When you can have confidence, you can turn around and hand the ball off, and a running back can help seal the deal for your team.
Well, she gets the ball 1st and 10 from the 18. It's a shovel pass. This one works to, I say, perfection. It's going to be a 2-yard gain up to the 20.
They haven't worked too often here in the most recent time frame that they've been run, so work to perfection at this point in the game means positive yardage. 2nd and 8 for the Flight.
It's gone for positive yardage 3 times, and only once has it gone for more than 5. 2nd down and 8. It's going to be a pass from Fennick. He stands in, goes short. That pass is caught for a 3-yard gain to the 23-yard line. Catch by Rudy Ray Dunn. Haven't called his name much this afternoon.
No, but he's a big target, a new target for Fennick. He stands 6'6", 250 pounds. So just like we're seeing on the other side of the field, Delaney Nash bailing the quarterback out on some timely receptions. That was an example of Rudy Ray Dunn getting in there and doing the same thing for the Flight.
Handoff middle. Horrell not going to get there, as she is tackled from behind by Gary Burney. 4th down and 4, so a quick 3-and-out for the Boise defense. The Mud Dogs get the ball back, 1:50 and counting to go 3rd quarter.
Yeah, this is starting to have all the feeling, all the makings of a real barn burner down to the end. Not necessarily a barn burner with lots of points being scored in this 4th quarter that's upcoming, but like several more punts. Be on the lookout for a timely turnover. This is going to be a grinded out 4th quarter here for both these teams.
Seeding on the line for the Boise Mud Dogs, pride on the line for the San Jose Flight as they end their inaugural season. Already out of playoff contention at 2-5. But as we mentioned earlier, one of their wins on the season was over this Boise team back in week 1. Press coverage from the Flight defense on 1st and 10 for the Boise 35. Here is Gordon, back to pass over the middle. That pass is caught down the field to the 40-yard line. And it's Delaney Nash. You mentioned him at the end of the last drive. There he is again.
Yeah, another great catch by the tight end there. Just great route there to the outside. Just sneaks that catch in there before the safety could make it over. The dependable Delaney Nash coming into this game today. 17 receptions on the year for 126 yards and a touchdown. Delaney Nash improving his draft stock today. Having a great game. A huge target for Spencer Gordon.
1st and 10 now inside San Jose territory to the 40-yard line. Short over the middle, a wobbly pass. The referee goes down, and the pass is incomplete. It was intended for Willie Bryant again.
Willie Bryant, could he be the story of this 4th quarter for the Boise Mud Dogs? Probably not, but that would be a great story. But tackle eligible on that play, trying to sneak his way out there and make a catch. Every tackle's dream, am I right? But that was an interesting play call by the Mud Dogs.
I was going to say, he did it once to the right-hand side of the formation, then they threw it to him again left side. Here's Fox Highwind, and again, Highwind goes nowhere, averaging under 3 yards a carry today. Nice tackle by Buford Reese. He has been the bane of the offensive line's existence today. He's got one of the safeties, and he's got multiple TFLs on Highwind.
Yeah, we've called his name several times today, but also the other players on that line are having quietly a good game today. Ross Napoli, Eric Surrett, Andre, the Crim Reaper. They're playing really well today up front for the Flight.
3rd and 11, 7-step drop. Gordon all day to throw, but he throws short. It's complete, but nowhere near the first down marker. And Charlie Sweets, I don't think he was intended to get the ball on that play, but he did nonetheless. And that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. As the clock ticks down to 0, 4's up in the chat on YouTube. We've just got 11 minutes to go in the San Jose Flight inaugural season. The Boise Mud Dogs are moving on, but will they be back into the playoffs with a loss? Or will they come back to take the victory? Find out next. This is the Simulation Football Minor League on YouTube. And once again, a quarter starts with a punt from Boise. Cameron Collier back to punt again, this time from midfield, trying to pin the Flight deep. It hangs in the air. It's going to bounce at the 10-yard line, down to the 5, and sliding down to the 3-yard line. So both punters have done excellent jobs today. I mean, you can't stress enough how excellent Johnny Lindstrom has been on the Flight side. He set up the 2 safeties. But Cameron Collier, nothing to shake a stick at.
Absolutely. Great special team play for both teams today. Kickers have been performing well. The punt team's been fantastic. And here the script has been flipped. Now it's the Flight on the goal line that have to get themselves into safer field position. It might be this Boise Mud Dog front 4 looking to get a safety now.
On 1st and 10 from the 3, they're going to pass. Fennick, plenty of time, throws a dart over the middle, close to a first down, and they'll give it to him. Abraham Isaac, nice grab. Interesting choice to throw there from your own 3, but it worked out for him.
Confident play call. Again, it's what the Flight like to do. They like to sling that ball, maybe try to catch the Mud Dogs off guard, perhaps figure the Mud Dogs were looking in the backfield for a run there. Sets up the first down.
1st and 10 now from the 14-yard line after the 11-yard pickup. 10:20 to go, 4th quarter. Flight up by 1. Here's a rollout, and he throws underneath, and it's caught for a 4-yard gain to Robert Johnson.
Yeah, Fennick is lucky he didn't roll himself into a sack there. That would have been terrible for the Flight on that play to set him back. But getting positive yardage out of that play with the completion is the best possible scenario there on that play.
I formation, 2 left, single right on the receiver's side. 7 in the box for the Mud Dogs. Fennick under center, takes the snap, hands to Horo, trying to run right, and is tackled and barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Nice work there by Buggy Mosley alongside Smith.
Yeah, Jojo Shalizzi in there on the tackle as well. He's having a great day. We've called his name a number of times. He's a member of this Mud Dog defensive line that's also playing really well today.
3rd and 6, 4 wide. They've gotten pretty decent production on 3rd down today, but it's another shovel pass, and Horrell almost got away from the tackle of Gary Burney, but he drags her down, and it's 4th down at the 20-yard line.
And we just mentioned the defensive line. Now it was Gary Burney's turn to make that play there. The big 6'3", 280-pound defensive tackle leads the lead today in sacks coming into this game. He's a great player on that defensive line for the Mud Dogs. Makes a fantastic play to force the punt. The Mud Dogs are going to get the ball back in excellent field position.
Punt away from inside the 10-yard line. That's a booming punt, taken at the 40. And with 8:44 to go in the 4th, Matt Iorio brings this one up to the 44. And now Spencer Gordon trying to lead his team down the field to come back in this football game, down 1, 14-13. The offense has been, I mean, they pretty much stayed in the locker room after halftime for this Boise Mud Dogs team. Let's see if they can get something going now with 8 minutes and 44 seconds to go in the 4th. Back. Here's a throw, and it hits the back of the defender. And that defender was linebacker Gary Clem, 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, Gordon needed to hold the ball just a bit longer on that one and give the route some extra time to develop. Defenders were there, just weren't expecting the ball to come out that early either. Sets up 2nd and 10 for the Mud Dogs on the 44-yard line.
4-man front for the Flight. 3 receivers to aim at for Gordon. Gordon takes a high snap, corrals it, steps to the pocket, and goes down. It's going to be a sack for the Flight, and Eric Surrett gets in there and drops Gordon.
Coming into the game, Eric Surrett was 8th in the league with sacks with 4, so this is going to bump him up the leaderboards there. His 5th sack of the year. The 6'6", 288-pound behemoth, Eric Surrett, with a timely sack for the Flight.
And now, 3rd down and long here for the Mud Dogs. Got to get almost to the 45-yard line to pick up a 1st down. Gordon hit as he throws, and the pass falls harmlessly to the turf. It's the Crim Reaper. Andre Crim gets to the backfield and drops that one.
We've been waiting to call out the Crim Reaper. We knew it was only a matter of time. He makes his presence known on that play with the quarterback pressure. Almost brings him down for 2nd sack in a row, but nonetheless, fantastic stand, setting up in 4th and 14 for Boise. They're going to have to punt.
And after all the good field position battle they won, getting the Flight to punt from inside their own 5, they've now lost it by going backwards 4 yards in a 3-and-out. Punt away from Collier, fielded at the 20. Nice spin move by Isaac to get up to the 25-yard line. Of the field position battle continues with 8 minutes to go here in the ball game. Flight still up by 1, 14-13. Quick chat shout-outs. Michael Percoco is here. Mike Improda is here. Hammer Jammer Jr., Ricky Thornton, Dan Mount, Rauger Law, Jeff Duffy, Deontay Stoneville, Cameron Curtis, and everybody else watching us on YouTube today. Thank you so much for tuning in all season long to SFLm action. Don't forget the playoffs are coming up after this as well. Deep strike is caught, and free is Doug Britton. Look out, goodbye, put it on the board, touchdown Flight as they extend the lead.
Flight come out in that formation, 3 wide receivers, split backs, and the Boise Mud Dogs expected some max protection there, but Flight caught him off guard. 5 receivers in that pattern. Fennick makes the connection on the outside with Doug Britton for another explosive play. The Flight are feeling it now in the 4th quarter, the opportunity to go up 2 scores on the Boise Mud Dogs.
And with how anemic the Boise offense has been in this half, you may feel like that's the nail in the coffin with under 8 minutes to go.
It's quite possible. The Flight defense having a great day today. That could be one of the stories of this game when all is said and done, how well the Flight defense played today, keeping their offense in the game. And here you see the offense delivered. You know, we've already seen a big play in this game today. They were able to deliver a second one here in the second half. The Flight playing with lots of pride today. They're operating on all cylinders on the defensive side of the ball to start with, and now we see the offense coming through with this play to here. The Flight, an all-around great game, yet there's still almost 8 minutes left in this game for the Mud Dogs. They're not out of it. They're getting the ball back right now. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
2 deep strikes to Doug Britton have opened up this football game. It's 21-13 Flight over Mud Dogs. As the Flight, as I said, are out here playing for pride. They can't make the playoffs at a nice open field tackle there. And that's Justin Dorsett.
Yeah, this is one of my keys to the game when we started. It would have been if we'd have told the Flight they could have been up 8 points in the first half, this would have been the script they would envision for this game. Getting out to that lead and forcing Boise to throw the ball. And that's exactly what we're going to start to see here with under 8 minutes left to go in this 4th quarter. Spencer Gordon throwing the ball.
Play action. Gordon moving in the pocket, goes down the field, double coverage, and it's caught right at midfield and falling forward to the San Jose 41-yard line. I was reminded in the chat that it is still a 1-point game. 8 points separate the teams, 13-21. That's a nice pass by Gordon on play action.
Well, I was never good at math. That one's on me, but that's totally correct there. One great drive by the Mud Dogs and a 2-point conversion, and they'll tie this game up. Math is hard.
Yeah, well, the 2-point conversion needed to negate the safeties that the Flight had earlier. 4-man rush from the 49-yard line. Gordon drops a nice pass on the near side right to Charlie Sweets all the way down to the 24-yard line. And in 2 plays, the Boise Mud Dogs are in business.
Yeah, all this talk about the Flight making Spencer Gordon win this game now on his arm, and Spencer Gordon has no problem with that. He says, you're going to dare me to throw the ball? I'll show you what I can do. Great play there. 2 in a row now, but it's great play to Charlie Sweets on the outside. Their offense is humming. They're moving the ball downfield. Start of a great drive here for the Mud Dogs.
And that's a matchup that they could go back to because he's matched up one-on-one with Josh Shantini, who got completely burned on that last play by Charlie Sweets. Here's 1st and 10. Highwind looking for a lane running left. Spin move, doesn't get past the defender, but he will pick up 5 to the 20-yard line. The Mud Dogs are back in the red zone.
Strong tackle by Zach Haldorf, the free safety. Haldorf there, the free safety, on that play coming up to support the run there. Great tackle at that time. If Fox would have gotten loose or broken that tackle, he would have gone on for a threat to score there on that play.
Offset I, no receivers out wide. On 2nd and 5, delayed handoff to Highwind, and he's buried under a mountain of flight defenders, and he's going to lose 4 yards back to the 24.
There's a party in the backfield on that play. The flight, they just teed off on Fox Highwind, expecting him to maybe get the ball on that play. Everyone was in the backfield, setting up 3rd and 9.
Devin King was in on that tackle. He came into the game with 73. Good for 2nd place in the SFLm. Over the middle from Gordon, and it's over the head of the intended receiver, Charlie Sweets. And incomplete, it's 4th and 9.
We see the flight coming out in that 3-2 formation on these 3rd downs, taking away anything deep over their head, not letting anything getting behind them, and trusting that these solid tacklers that we touched on at the top of the broadcast, letting them make the play, letting them wrap up these underneath routes and making sure this drive doesn't go any farther. That was a great play call there on 3rd down for the flight to force this field goal.
This is going to be a 40-yarder from Sammy Steele. With 5:49 to go, 4th quarter. Kick is away, and it is good. So with 5:45 to go in the 4th quarter, it's 21-16, the San Jose Flight over the Boise Mud Dogs. And so they put the ball back into the hands of Ace Fennick and trust their defense to try and get it done to get one more shot for the win.
Yeah, and if you're coach on this, you're going to say, look, playoff start for us next week. And we've already faced adversity in this game. It's going to happen next week in the playoffs. We're down. We need one stop from you, defense, and we need it right now for a chance to win this game. So right now on the sideline, coach is getting his troops riling up the dogs to send them back out on the field for this drive.
Return up to the 25-yard line. And on the other side for the flight, I think they've got to be going, this is our playoff game. We're done after this, so we want to go out with as best a game as possible. So maybe they try and go a deep strike, maybe to Doug Britton, who's been their big threat this game, maybe Verodin Zarkov to try and end this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Their strength is passing the ball, but do they pass the ball now as they come out in this 3-receiver formation, or do they try running the ball through a hole?
5:41 to go, they will pass. Fennick, pressure from the backside, steps in the pocket, throws over the middle. It's almost intercepted. It was off the foot of Thomas Smith. And it's 2nd down and 10, almost a disaster there for San Jose.
They did bring out the max protect there, but good pressure by the front 4 there by Boise forces that throw, and the receiver was not ready for that ball. That could have been a turnover there. The Mud Dogs, if they'd have that one back, they would make sure they get their hands on that one. That would have been a play of the game right there if they could have turned that ball back over to the offense. But still, standing strong here on a 2nd and long. Boise about ready to tee off on this flight offense.
4 receivers to aim at on 2nd and 10. With Fennick in the gun. Takes the snap. It's another shovel pass. Horo breaks a tackle and gets 3 yards. 3rd down and 7. And the clock will run.
Horo breaks a tackle of A.K. Jones on that play, but Jones slowed her up long enough for support to come in and wrap her up and make that tackle. Good play there by Boise. Sets up a 3rd and long. We expect the flight to throw the ball.
Here is Fennick. Got to get to the 35-yard line for first down. Low snap. He's forced to move in the pocket. He throws underneath. It's caught, and Britton can't get there. Doug Britton's going to be 2 yards short, and it's a 3 and out for Boise. Their defense holds. They're going to get the ball back with about 3 or 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, great pressure by the defensive ends to collapse the pocket there. Buggy Mosley, JoJo Shalizzi putting some pressure on there, forcing Fennec to throw the ball before he was ready, and just couldn't connect with or couldn't get some positive momentum down the field on that reception, forces the punt.
And on that drive, that was the most I've seen Ace Fennec move in the pocket this entire game. So beautiful work by the Boise defensive line, and they're going to get the ball back here. Here's Matt Iorio. Not a great return up to the 34-yard line. That's where the Mud Dogs are working with. 4:24, 3 timeouts, down by 5.
So far in the game today, I believe we have Fox Hyman with 18 carries for 18 yards on 20 attempts, if I'm reading that correctly. So the Fox and Hounds did not come to play today.
Well, it's got to be on the arm of Spencer Gordon here. Coming down to the fourth quarter, Gordon pumps, looks middle, it's knocked away. Beautiful coverage from the safety, Zach Holdorf.
Yeah, the opportunity there to bring in an interception. We haven't had any turnovers yet today. That would have been the first, and it would have been a timely one for the Flight. But good pass defense by the safety there. Brings up second down for the Mud Dogs.
Clock stops with 4 minutes 20 to go in the game. From their own 34, here comes the 4-man rush. Picked up, throw to the far side, near side right is caught, and down the field is Mark Martin, and he's got a first down into still in Boise territory at the 49 near midfield.
Yeah, that reception, Spencer Gordon's now approaching 230 yards, throwing for 222 yards today. Mark Martin, one of his favorite receivers, which we already know, but that was a great connection there. Moving that ball forward on this drive. This is the drive of the game for the Mud Dogs. They have to score, and I know that's what they're thinking, that this drive needs to end in a touchdown. We need to win this game today. That's their attitude as they approach this play.
Yeah, because they might not get another chance on offense if they just kick another field goal. 4:13 to go from their own 49-yard line. Gordon short over the middle. That pass is caught. Delaney Nash on the tight end slant. They'll gain 9, 2nd and 1 from the San Jose 43.
Fifth catch on the day by Delaney Nash, up over 60 yards on the day. He's been a favorite target of Spencer Gordon. He's been there when the quarterbacks needed him. An important part of the game plan today. Sets up 2nd and 1 for Spencer Gordon and the Mud Dogs.
Handoff, Highwind, first down. Hasn't had much success today on the ground, Fox Highwind, but he gets just enough there. Moves the chains to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and the clock's starting to creep now. Under 3.5 minutes left to go in the game, so the Mud Dogs are taking their time. All their options are open to them. Running the ball with Highwind or looking for these great receivers on the outside. Spencer Gordon can do whatever he wants to right now.
Single receiver to each side, 2 tight ends in the formation as well. Gordon throwing over the middle, caught! I can't tell who made that catch. It's Charlie Sweets inside the 25 down to the 21, and the Mud Dogs are in business here.
Yeah, great blocking up front by these big dogs on the offensive line, preventing those defensive linemen for the Flight to get in there, giving Gordon time to complete that pass. Great route by Charlie Sweets, moves the chains, keeps the clock running. This is just what the doctor ordered for the Mud Dogs.
3 receivers to aim at. Under center goes Gordon from the 21-yard line. Short drop, fires it out to Highwind, has some space to run. He'll be converged on and dropped at the 15-yard line after a gain of 5, and we're just about that time. We're going to get one more play before the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, great open field tackle there by Ryan Owens on the outside. Not letting Fox escape for any more yards on that play, but the clock does continue to run here on 2nd down.
I formation, handoff, Highwind, nowhere to go. He gets back to the line of scrimmage and nothing more. Josh Santini was there along with Adam Jones.
Sets up 3rd and 5 for Boise. Reaching the 2-minute warning. We'll see what happens after we come back.
Boise trying to rally for the win in the final game of the regular season. It's Flight 21 Boise 16. Final 2 minutes and we come back. This is the Simulation Football League's Minor League on YouTube. For the final time, we welcome you back into Boise, Idaho. Michael Trillo, Benji Matson, and Raska Statman Santagria with you for this call. 3rd down and 5. Gordon takes the snap. Plenty of time. Throws to the back of the end zone. It's caught for the touchdown!
Who else for the Mud Dogs? Mark Martin in the back of the end zone on that touchdown reception. On 3rd and 5, Spencer Gordon looks for his favorite target. Runs a fantastic route. Just squeezes that ball right before he runs out of bounds. Gets both feet down in the back of the end zone for the Mud Dogs touchdown.
So the Mud Dogs started fast and are finishing strong here as they take the lead. They're going to go for 2. Handoff, high wind, didn't get there, so it's a 1-point ball game. 1:56 to go, and now it's on the arm of Ace Fennick and company to try and steal one here on the road.
Yeah, we see Ross Napoli flexing there. Great play by the defensive end. Giving the Flight a chance to win the game with a field goal here if they can put a drive together. They'll have all 3 timeouts when they receive the ball.
Kick away from Sammy Steele. Fielded by Isaac at the 10-yard line, up to the 20, 25, running right side. They'll be down at the 26-yard line, and that is where the Flight will work from.
And we all know Fennick has had a connection today with Doug Britton. Something's worked out for him. They've seen something in the coverages that they've exploited now twice for 2 big plays. Do you know, or the Mud Dogs know, Doug Britton's going to be a favorite target here in this drive for Ace Fennick. Be interesting to see how they play. The Mud Dogs defense plays Britton on this series.
74 yards to glory for the Flight. Fennick almost threw a pick as that one was in and out of the hands of the Statman Raska Santagria.
Almost sealed the game for the Mud Dogs there. Had his hands on the ball with no one in front of him. Could have waltzed into the end zone there for the touchdown to seal the deal. But great play nonetheless by the Statman, setting up 2nd and 10 for the Flight.
And you see the stats of Doug Britton there. You have to think he's the target. He's been the main man all day long. He's got 2 touchdowns. Over the top, intercepted by Santagria off the deflection, and Boise is going to win the football game as Santagria brings this one back to the 21-yard line. Game, set, match, Boise.
We had just mentioned the Statman on that previous play who got his hands on the ball but couldn't make the catch. And here on the deflection, the Statman makes the grab for the Mud Dogs and turns that ball upfield, essentially sealing the deal for the Mud Dogs now. They have the 3 timeouts on the Flight side of the ball, but after that great play by the Statman, the Mud Dogs are sitting pretty as they try to take this game at home heading into the playoffs.
They were going over the top, looking for Doug Britton. And 9 times out of 10, maybe he comes down with that, but that one was deflected into the hands of the Statman Raska Santagria. And Fox Highwind rumbles forward for 6 yards at a timeout called by San Jose.
Yeah, we had talked or mentioned earlier, no turnovers in this game today. And what a time to come up with one there for the Mud Dogs. It's a great play by the Statman, and that interception might decide the game here for the Mud Dogs.
3rd interception of the season for Raska. And now Highwind is going to get the ball here on 2nd down, and he's going to be stopped up short. 2nd timeout for San Jose.
And they're not going to panic here. They know they can play good defense, hold the Mud Dogs to a field goal. They have the opportunity to get the ball back one more time. And the way the connection has worked today between Fennick and Britton, anything's possible if the Flight get the ball back with any time left on the clock.
3rd and 4, a 1st down here. Sinks the Flight. Handoff, high wind, stop to the backfield. Another nice tackle for loss on the day by Josh Centini.
Yeah, and for the Flight, that's what had to happen. They needed to hold the Mud Dogs to a field goal here. So best case scenario, they're They're going to get the ball back with an opportunity to win the game. Playing on the road, playing for pride. That was an unfortunate turnover on the last drive, but they're going to get one more opportunity to go out on a positive note on the season when they receive the ball after this field goal.
Field goal attempt. It's going to be a relative chip shot for Steele, and he puts this one through from 33 yards. 25-21, a 4-point lead, but Flight have no timeouts and a minute 25 to work with to potentially walk this one off.
Yeah, and all throughout the game, the Flight were needing to keep that max protect in for Fennec to allow him time against this Boise front to pick him apart down the field with his with the passing, and it's gonna be really interesting to see what happens on this final drive of the game, if they're gonna be holding max protect in or going 5 wide.
From the 5-yard line, a spin move gets Abraham Isaac up to the 26. So again, 74 yards to glory, exactly where they were to start their last drive.
And we really only mentioned Veridin Zarkov's name one time today, I believe. And he has been the big play receiver as well for the Flight this year. Stranger things have happened, but maybe we be looking for him on the outside as well.
3 receivers to aim at. No drop by Fennec. He throws short over the middle, caught by Zarkov on a slant. He's going to get 8 yards, and the clock starts to run. A minute 10 to go. After the gain of 8, play action. Throw near side, almost picked as he was looking for Zarkov again.
Thomas Smith on the coverage there for Boise. He was tied for second in the league with 3 interceptions. He could have had his 4th there and joined the stat man with interceptions today. Good play, though, by the Mud Dogs. 3rd and 2 for the Flight.
From the 34-yard line, a minute 6 to go. Fennec stands in the gun. Surveys the field, takes the low snap. Throws into the soft zone, and it's complete. Nice catch by Abraham Isaac, and he gets out of bounds at midfield. Excellent work to extend the drive for San Jose.
Yeah, excellent work indeed. Making the catch downfield, first of all, making sure that ball is secured, doesn't drop that, getting the first down, and manages to drag his defender with him out of bounds to stop that clock, which is paramount now as we're at the 1-minute mark and at midfield. No timeouts left for the Flight. They're going to have to be looking for, they can look for some stuff down the middle now, but they have to be mindful of the clock and looking for routes on the outside.
1:01 to go, down by 4, right at the midfield stripe. Fennec, another nice pass to the sideline, and getting out of bounds on the tackle is Doug Britton. Picks up 13 more yards to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, the Mud Dogs backed up on their coverage, played a little bit soft that time and allowed the completion there underneath. They might be able to do that for another attempt or two, but they're going to have to come up the line and think about bringing some pressure against Fennec and this talented receiving core.
Again, 4 wide. Only Laura Horrell in the backfield for protection for Ace Fennec. From the 37. Fennec, plenty of time. Throws down the middle. Knocked away by Santagria from Britain. That's a fantastic one-on-one battle that's been raging all game. And Santagria won that one.
Yeah, it looks like they had what they wanted there for a second. And a good pass by Fennec, but could have dropped it in over the outside shoulder there of Britain to make that play work. But the stat man was right there to break it up. So a good play by the Boise defense there.
2nd and 10, down to 51 seconds to go. With the Flight trailing 21-25, they're on the Boise 37-yard line. No timeouts for San Jose. All 3 timeouts for Boise, should they somehow get another chance with the football. Fennec, 2-step drop. It's going to be a slant to Horrell on the outside, and she can't get out of bounds. So here comes the up-tempo offense. They got 7 yards out of it, 3rd down and 3, but the clock ticks down to 40 seconds. Everybody gets back set up. High formation, snap by Fennec. Fennec throws short, caught middle, and a first down to Rudy Ray Dunn. But here comes the up-tempo offense again. 26 seconds, 25. When do they spike the ball? They do spike it with 24 seconds to go, but they're on the Boise 27. And what do you think, Benji? Do you just toss to the end zone from here?
Well, they're going to have to be careful here. They need to make sure that they've got what they want if they're going to the end zone here. Otherwise, look for something underneath, out of bounds, to just give themselves enough opportunity here. Look for the big 6'4" Veridin Zarkov if they're going to go up middle to score here.
Fennec in the gun. 2nd and 10 to the 27. High snap, corralled against the 4-man rush, fires, and turning back inside is Doug Britton. He could have gone out of bounds, but he stays in. This could be the last play of the football game as they go up tempo, 13 seconds, 12. Final player gets set with 10. Down to 5 seconds, 4, got to get out of bounds, and he does with 6 seconds to go at the 10-yard line. They may have 2 shots at the end zone from here.
Is it going to come down to this Doug Britton versus the Statman Santagria play on the outside for the game? Only time left for one play. Fennec can go wherever he wants to cross the field on this play.
Everybody's standing up here in Boise, a sellout crowd. Everybody watching on YouTube is on the edge of their seats. 6 seconds to go. This is the last play of the ball game. Fennec looking, surveying, almost throws a pick. There's 1 second to go. We're going to have one more play as Kane knocked the ball down.
Yeah, one more play, reset. Call your favorite play in the playbook. Whatever play you've got dialed up to win a game, this is when you need it. Down, they need a touchdown. Last play of the game, last play of the season for the Flight. Can they score? Can they win this game to set sail on a high note?
1 second left. This is the last play of the ball game from the 10-yard line. Fennec, a 3-man rush, throws underneath. Britton turns upfield and gets knocked out of bounds at the 3-yard line, and Boise hangs on to win it 25-21 in a dramatic fourth quarter that sees the Mud Dogs finish their season off at 6-2 or 6-3.
Great game today by
5-3.
both teams.
This ending made it so I can't remember math. 5-3 for the Mud Dogs to end their season. Unfortunately, 2-6 for the Flight, but they battled all game and ended up 3 yards shy of a victory.
Yeah, nothing to hang their heads about for the Flight this year. They're a talented team. We're going to see them all in the pros after this season is done, but nothing to hang their heads about. They came out and played really well today. Great effort by the Flight. But the Mud Dogs are headed to the playoffs.
They will face likely either Ottawa or Madison, depending on how other results go today. They will be either the 3 or the 4 seed. We still do not know. As we see your scores, stats, and highlights scrolling across your screen now, including the 2 fantastic touchdown passes to Doug Britton, the timely touchdown pass to Mark Martin at the end of the game for Boise. And this proves to me one thing, Benji. This proves to me that Boise can win football games when Fox Highwind has an off day.
Yeah, absolutely. Didn't the same thing happen for them last week too? When the Fox is grounded, they can find another way to win. I think this is a very telling win by the Mud Dogs heading into the playoffs. Whoever they face in next week's game shouldn't take these Mud Dogs lightly, because they're going to put up a great fight and they're going to be in it to win it for sure.
There were a bunch of worthy contenders, but who gets your player of the game vote today?
Well, I think you're possibly looking at the man right there. Why not give it to the stat man? That timely interception, played great defense on the outside in the passing game, was there when his team needed him. Why not? Let's give it to the stat man.
All right, we've got 3 more games coming up today to finish off the SFL regular season. Ottawa at Birmingham coming up at 4 o'clock Eastern. At 6 p.m. Eastern, Lincoln is at Albuquerque, and Annapolis hosts Madison to finish off the inaugural SFLm season. Your player of the game is Spencer Gordon for his clutch fourth quarter comeback. He led the Mud Dogs all the way down the field and had the clutch touchdown pass in crunch time. So that'll do it for us here from Boise, Idaho. For Raska, the Statman Santagria, and Cameron Irvine, along with Benji Matson, my analyst, I have been Michael Torillo, saying so long, and we'll see you next time.